Good evening. Sorry, I'm getting my stuff set up here. I think you can hear me. You can see me. You can hear me okay. My name is Elliot Cyrus. Let's see this up a bit more. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. All right. Hello, my name is Elliot Cyrus. Had to find a good place in the house to do this, so please forget the angle. The angle's not the best, but I think it's going to serve its purpose. This is for my human resources management project. We were assigned different, I think 1 out of 4 scenarios, and I chose the scenario of actually making a job description for this particular job that we chose in the industry of human resources and in the one of the fields of the class that we're taking. I chose to go with an HR consultant. I found this career interesting. They're kind of like the go-to guys, like the dream team squad, to come in and actually solve problems that may not have been solved or could have been solved with the actual team that was there. So, that being said, sorry again, sorry, trying to make sure you can see me, okay. So with that being said, this is very interesting to me because it's always been one-sided to me, the HR field. I've always been on the opposite side of it when I get help from HR. I never really put myself in the shoes of an HR rep or what it takes to go into being an HR rep. And if you think about it, HR deals with people. You know, you're in human resources, so you have to take into account that you're dealing with people. You're dealing with problems, you're dealing with issues, and you have to be in compliance. If no one else is in compliance, you have to be in compliance. You have to make sure everyone else is in compliance. So it can begin to be tough, I imagine. So with that being said, I'll start the presentation. So I chose to do a job description of an HR consultant, and to start off, an HR consultant is normally contracted out. There are people that are brought in from an outside company, they're outsourced, and they are coming in to basically help the existing HR team that's there, if they have one. You have big and small HR teams and organizations. The bigger the organization, the bigger the HR team. So sometimes smaller companies will outsource and get an HR team in to help them with problems because they're not properly staffed. And maybe that's a financial thing, and maybe just because they don't need as many people on staff for the size of company. So an HR consultant is a person that's very vital to any HR team. You can be independent as well as work for an outside firm. So you can actually be an entrepreneur. You can start your own. This is one of the avenues where you can go. Once you get your experience, you can actually start your own business and start your own company. I thought that was a plus. Everybody's always looking for a way to start their own. And if you are in the right market, the right time, and you put the right time in, you possibly can start your own. They're an essential part of the HR team, and they very well offer the outside looking in perspective. You know, you take somebody that's looking at a problem all day, day in, day out. Their perspectives can be sort of stale, I guess you could say. So a fresh set of eyes looking at it would help. So, okay, about the job. They are, as I stated before, from an outside company or contracted out from another company. They are hired to fix the problems, any existing problems or new problems that arise for the company. So they're there to help. They can serve as advisors. They are familiar with all the procedures. So with that being said, they actually come in, whatever company they're working for, they come in and they learn the company. They learn the company in and out. All the, in my case, CGMPs, SOPs, standard operating procedures. They learn all the departments, so they know everything. So when you go to talk to these people, the HR consultant, they're already ahead of you as far as knowing the ins and outs, or at least a blueprint of the ins and outs. Of course, the people who do the job every day know more and can tell you more, but if you at least have that blueprint to maneuver in conversations. You can at least offer something versus being in the dark and you're just sitting there and you're not in tune for what's going on. And I've seen situations like that where people, they are hired to do a job and can't tell you, the people that's working under them, they can't tell you what they're there to do. They take in the words of people that's doing it. And you need to know firsthand. HR consultants actually know the job, or at least like I said, the blueprint to at least get you started in a conversation. They can navigate with you in a conversation. Now, normally requirements to be an HR consultant. This is true along with other markets. It used to be that an associate's degree was okay. It was like above standard. And the bachelor's was like the overkill or the extreme. And the master's was really extreme. As time passed, the bachelor became the standard and the master's became more so the extreme. So now times have changed to the point where the bachelor is the norm. You have to have a bachelor's degree to do a lot of the jobs that you dream about, that you want to do. You have to have some sort of bachelor's degree, and that's why I'm in school right now. So I'm firsthand. So the actual requirements are a bachelor's degree with about maybe 5 years experience in the HR field to get your foot in the door to go higher. But to actually make treadway in this field, you need a master's degree. And experience helps. This actual field is a life experience field too. You learn more about working with people, and the more you work with people, the more you see how things are supposed to be done. You have experiences of your own life to add to the education. So you're like a double threat. Someone who's never lived anything, like a very sheltered life, you never dealt with people, you're not really bringing anything other than what you were taught to this field. You need to have your own background and your own experiences in this field to become an asset to the company. Okay. Next, the traits of a consultant. Beyond the education requirements, there are certain personality traits that you don't have to have, but I think that they help you along the way. You have to be a people person. You have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to carry a conversation, and you have to be able to just deal with people. And that's not always easy to do. You have to be easy to talk to and a good listener. If someone does not feel that they can talk to you, they would not come to you. And if they're not coming to you, they're not talking to you, and you're not getting to the bottom of the problems. Everybody who can hear, they can listen. If you have ears, you can hear. But everybody's not an effective listener. You have to be an effective listener. You have to be able to take the information I'm giving you, turn around and actually retain it to the point where we can have that conversation past what I just said. You know, and repeating stuff back is not necessarily an effective listener. You have to be able to understand, retain it, and then use the information. You have to be able to improvise because plans do not always go as planned. You have to be a critical thinker because in this field, outside the box is where you need to be thinking. Because everybody else in the room may be thinking along the guidelines, and that's not getting anybody to the goal they're looking for, or else they wouldn't have called you as an HR consultant. You have to be trustworthy. And that's in a lot of fields, but this one particular, because people are coming to you with the problems, and they want to feel like they can trust that you're going to be the guy they need, guy or girl, they need to come to handle this, and you're going to handle your business as promised. You have to be knowledgeable in the job that you're going into or the company you're starting to work for, you're contracted to. You have to know the job. You can't be, in there talking about fried chicken if it's a seafood place. You have to really go in there and know what market you're in when you're hired. You have to know the job, or you're gonna be in the meeting looking unprepared, and it's not gonna be a good look. You have to be empathetic and being able to understand people's positions. You have to understand where they're coming from. You have to give them the sense of even though if you've never been in that situation, you have to give them the sense that you understand that situation. Understanding is a very key quality in this position, in any HR position. Now, overall, this position can be a very competitive environment because everybody wants to help. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people want to help people. And this job is a great job, and it has potential to grow and be even greater if you get your foot in the right doors. You can be your own consultant firm. You can start your own consultant firm. I'm sorry. You can work for people. You can work for yourself. It's a lot of options in this field, and that's why I like it. You have to love HR, and it can't just be for a check. You have to really love what you do and want to help people. It helps. It's rewarding. And so overall, I think I covered all of my points, but overall, an HR consultant is one that's coming in to help solve the problems that are being presented to the normal team, and you're coming in to assist them. So it's almost like a basketball game. You get a 6-man coming off the bench. You know, you're coming in to help the team out. So all the all-stars are on the floor, but you're coming in to help them. So you're bringing something very vital to the team. So you're very needed. And HR consultant is a very interesting job, and I think it's a very rewarding job. And thank you for your time. My name is Elliot Cyrus, North Carolina Wesleyan College. This is Human Resources Management, and this is my project. Thank you.